A lot of stuff happened this week as far as NFL preseason was concerned. So let's get into some overreactions question marks. So are these overreactions? And we're going to start with one that I know you want to get into, and that is Kayvon Thibodeaux. So Kayvon Thibodeaux in the game against Bengals sprained his MCL on a cut block by Bengals tight end Thaddeus Moss, a tight end trying to make the squad. Now, cut blocking has always been known as the best way for a smaller guy to get a bigger guy on the ground, off his feet. It is legal in the NFL, but they recently made rule changes that have made it allowed only inside the tackle box, and that's where this occurred, was inside the tackle box. But just because it's legal doesn't mean it's clean, and obviously no players like having their knees taken out, regardless if there's an injury or not. So, and, honestly, Moss, maybe could have aimed a little higher, maybe the hip region or so. But Ryan, you saw it.
Dirty.
What do you think?
It's
Is it dirty?
Because Thaddeus is Randy's son, and Randy's my favorite player ever. You just got to teach him. Teach him the right way to play football. It seemed like it was dirty to me, certainly on all the replays, because it seemed like Thibodeaux really wasn't in the play anymore. Like, he's just kind of by himself, and not that I guess he can't make up ground and try and run and tackle him, but the play's ahead of him. He's not involved in it anymore. And then he just comes, and it seems like he dove, because he did, I guess, if it's a cut block, but he dove just straight at the knee, below the knee, whatever you want to say. And that seems like just a pretty proof positive way to hurt somebody. I thought it was a dirty play.
I mean, this is why, receivers prefer to be hit up high, because concussions heal in their minds. And again, we are still very young in the science of CTE, so maybe that's still not the right idea. I think maybe, you risk the ACL and, keep that mental health that CTE seems to be attacking. But in the past, before all the knowledge of CTE, wide receivers would prefer getting hit up high as opposed to down low on a cut block style, because you're talking ACL, MCL, PCL. There's a lot of injuries that can, alter your career, threaten your career, and sometimes end your career. So I definitely get it. I think it's a little dirty. Look, it's not on Moss to know where the play is at that point. He sees the guy he's got to try and block. He knows it's a running play. He's trying to block him. He sees the guy on the opposing team wearing blue. His job to stop him. He tried to stop him, went a little too low. It wasn't blindside. You see in the replays, Thibodeaux got his head around and did see that it was, coming. Could he completely prepare for himself for it? Not really. Maybe he could have gotten his hands out a little bit to kind of protect his, body and kind of create a little bit of separation there. But it was definitely a little low for my liking. Like I said, we prefer him to go a little bit more towards the hip area, hip, upper thigh, than more so the lower thigh, knee area. A little less injury prone there in that part of the body, a little more secure, unless you're Bo Jackson and a guy's trying to tackle you by it and you literally rip your own freaking quad out of itself. Not many guys are that strong, though. So I think it was a little bit dirty, but again, it was a legal block. There was no fine. There was nothing, that was happened against Moss for doing it outside of some back talk. And there's been a lot of it on Twitter. Manuel Acho is all over it. There's been some offensive linemen coming to Moss's side and aid there, saying that, this was completely legal. It wasn't dirty. It's on Thibodeaux to, to prepare for it better. So you got in both sides as far as former NFL players. Defensive guys are siding, obviously, with Thibodeaux, and some of the offensive guys really siding with Moss on this one. So, Thibodeaux, MCL, 3 weeks. Hopefully, we see him back on the field soon, and it's nothing that's going to alter his career. And if that's the case, it is no harm, no foul. And if that's the case, I will enjoy these banters between former players over this, because it is entertaining for us sports fans.
I don't know. It's still dirty, and just because something is legal doesn't mean, I don't know. And, it just doesn't mean that, it's not a dirty play. Which I guess is a fine line to draw between, anything, I guess, right? But, because I don't know if there's something else in any other sport that's legal, but not dirty, or that is legal but is dirty. Because in basketball, well, those are still
those 80s are still NBA
fouls.
Basketball. 80s NBA basketball, a whole bunch of legal but dirty.
Illegal contact or whatever you want to say.
I mean, they ain't throwing you out for them. They ain't flagrant.
They call it a foul, right? They didn't call it a penalty. They weren't going to throw.
I mean, neither was breathing on
throw
Dwayne
Moss
Wade in the 06 finals.
Yeah, but even that's not like a legal play just because he got away with it. But, elbowing him in the back of the head or whatever, kneeing him in the back of the head, whatever he did. Like, it's still, it's not legal if they would have saw it.
All right.
Give him no foul.
It is. We'll have to find some good examples of this for a future show as far as legal but dirty. Because we got there's got to be some stuff in hockey. We know there's some stuff in hockey for sure. We just got to find it. So to go along with, there's a few things in the NFL. All right, over to Carolina. Baker Mayfield has been named the Week 1 starter over Sam Darnold. So Ryan, is Baker Mayfield keeping the job all season? Is Sam Darnold now never going to step on the field this season for the Carolina
Baker's
Panthers?
Probably going to keep it all season. I wouldn't be shocked, I guess, if Week 5 and they're 1-4, and then you hear, reports that the team is not taking to Baker well or something, and then they make a switch back. But I think Baker's just a little bit better than what Sam Darnold is, and as long as he's healthy, I see him being the quarterback all year. I don't really see him playing bad enough that they yank it from him and then give it to Sam Darnold.
So these two guys came in the same draft and have both pretty much started right away. Baker started 59 of a possible 65 games. Sam Darnold 49 of a possible 65 games. In those 59 games for Mayfield, 92 touchdowns to 56 interceptions with a 62% completion percentage. Sam Darnold, not nearly as prolific. 54 touchdowns to 52 interceptions, basically 1-to-1, with a 60% completion percentage. So all the numbers are in Baker Mayfield's side. He was also on better teams, as they were the Browns, but the Browns have been better than the Jets and last year's Carolina Panthers. So Sam Darnold hasn't had a team that's been as talented around him. But, I mean, it's also, I think, fair to say, just watching both of them through the first 4 years here, I think it's pretty evident that Baker Mayfield has had a better career to this point than Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I mean, Baker should be above Darnold on the depth chart. And, well, I did think it was a competition because I think, there's a world where I guess Baker just played bad enough and that you could give Sam Darnold the nod. Again, I don't see Baker playing his way, out of this position. I could see him maybe, again, acting his way out of this position if they get off to a rough start. And, teammates are pointing fingers and, dodging blame or deflecting or whatever. That's what I could see it unraveling more so than, his play on the field.
Is this it for Sam Darnold?
He'll get a shot somewhere else. And, he'll certainly be in the NFL still, even if it's just, I guess, as a backup for all time now. But, no, I mean, I think he'll get a shot to do something, even if he's spot starting for a year or two, Ryan Fitzpatrick or something somewhere. But there are still teams that I think need quarterbacks. And I think, again, Carolina's still going to want to play this out because they didn't invest a huge amount of resources in Baker Mayfield, right? So if Baker, stinks this year or something, and they think Darnold's better. So I think they're still, weighing their options between the two guys. Obviously, they made the choice of Baker for now, but I certainly don't think that is something that is just permanent or, in perpetuity moving forward. Baker is going to be the only guy that you see. So no, I think Darnold still has some meat on the bone. Send him to Detroit and see what happens.
Well, that's what I mean when I say, is this it for Darnold? Is he only going to be a chance to be a starter on bad teams or a backup on good teams?
I mean, that seems like it's it for now unless he goes somewhere and just, completely revitalizes his career or something. But, no, I mean, you're not going to see, the Chiefs or something, trade Patrick Mahomes and then go grab Sam Darnold.
Obviously. You get that once in a blue moon Case Keenum one year in Minnesota.
That's kind of
he just
that's what
balls
I think
out for a
it'll
season.
probably be. So more or less for Darnold, because anybody that is taking him on as a starter has a really bad starter now, and but the reason Sam Darnold isn't a starter yet is because, or a consistent starter is because he's just not good enough. So I think he'll be that bridge quarterback. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Case Keenum. You could probably name like 10 more that of guys who aren't quite good enough, but aren't bad enough to be just kicked out the league either, and they have some value. Tyrod Taylor, right? He seems like he's
Jacoby Brissett. Tyrod Taylor, yeah. All right, I teased it earlier talking about the wealth that the Lions currently have as far as offensive line. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the complete other side of this, Ryan, and they could be in some real trouble. Ali Marpet retired right before the season. Alex Kappa left for Cincinnati. Their starting center, Ryan Jensen, went down with a season-ending injury. Aaron Steen injured as well. Tristan Wirfs has an oblique strain, but they're picturing him coming back. But their starting O-line this year is going to look nothing like it has the last year or two with Tom Brady behind center. Obviously going to be a completely different center with Ryan Jensen not even in there. Is this going to be the downfall of Brady's final NFL season, the offensive line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Like downfall in that it might cost them a Super Bowl, yeah, but I don't think the Bucs are going to come out here and go 9-8 or something, and Brady is going to be like disgraced off the field. I think it'll be a situation like we've seen time and time again in the NFL where you have a team who has a really good quarterback and like even a really good team sometimes, and they just don't have the offensive line to do it. So they'll go, 12-5 or 12-4 traditionally, but like 12-5 or 13-4 through the regular season, and then lose in the second round of the playoffs. In probably like not so close fashion because they just run up against like a dominant defense who's able to kind of have their way with their offensive line. So like if that would be the downfall, then yeah, I guess. But again, I don't think it's going to be something where it's like he goes down out in disgrace. I think it'll be in between disgrace and the mountaintop.
Well, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl against Tom Brady and the Bucs. Had no O-line. The Bucs destroyed him. Absolutely made his life miserable. Patrick Mahomes looked nothing like the Patrick Mahomes that we have known through these so many years of his career so far. And Tom Brady is not mobile, and he doesn't like getting hit. And when he gets hit, it causes problems for the offense. That's how the Giants held those Patriots offenses to, 17 and 20 points respectively. So with no offensive line to speak of really in Tampa Bay right now, until they do something as far as bringing some people in, they have rookies, they have young guys, but no one proven to really do it. This could, my reaction is this could be real trouble for Tom Brady and what is supposed to be his
but like even Mahomes
season.
that year, they made the Super Bowl. Like if Brady makes the Super Bowl and they lose, even if they kind of get embarrassed like the Chiefs did, it's not like a bad season. It's not what he wanted to happen. He would, of course, rather win the Super Bowl, and it's the whole reason that he's coming back. So I guess, like, in that sense, you could say, hey, it's a failure if they don't win the Super Bowl, because that's literally the only reason that Tom Brady is coming back to play football is because he wants to win another Super Bowl. But, and if that doesn't happen, I don't know that the offensive line will be the only thing to blame. It will certainly be the biggest, and if it doesn't get better, if it's not good throughout the season, which we don't expect it to be, given the names that you just mentioned that aren't there anymore, then it'll certainly take the lion's share of the blame, and it will be kind of an easy deflection where I don't think Brady's going to get blamed so much anyway, even if the Bucs, don't win the Super Bowl. I think most people are just going to point to the offensive line and absolve Brady of any wrongdoing, even if he, has a season where, I don't know, he throws 13 picks or something.
All right, over to Tampa, from Tampa to Tennessee. Malik Willis will be the starter for the Tennessee Titans at some point this season.
If you're telling me Ryan Tannehill is healthy for 17 games, I wouldn't bet that at all. I think Ryan Tannehill is still too good to be overtaken by a rookie. As much as I love Malik Willis, this seems like a 2-3 year play than a year or 2-3 play than it does. Okay, we're just going to have you take over this guy who led us to the number 1 seed last year.
Okay. Daniel Jones will earn a long-term contract with the New York Giants. He is a unrestricted free agent.
No, he's
I don't
bad.
even finish the question. Nope. He's completed 70% of his 77%
No, he's bad.
of
I
his
mean, I saw
passes
it
in
might have
preseason.
been it might have been a fake rumor that I saw
sacked
today,
once.
but they're not even sure that like he's going to start the season. I bet he starts the season as the starter, but no, they're not. They're looking everywhere else for quarterback, I bet, than Daniel Jones.
Okay. Josh Dobbs, not Jacoby Brissett, will start the majority of Browns games this year. He is 24 for 33 for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, no picks.
No,
through
that won't
2
happen.
preseason games.
That's an overreaction. Jacoby Brissett is as veteran as they come, and that alone will put him, as second, quasi one on the depth chart before Deshaun gets back.
Okay. Kenny Pickett will take over at quarterback mid-season.
This is not an overreaction. I think this will happen because Mitch Trubisky is just not quite that good. He's going to be playing that Sam Darnold role. Sam Darnold is Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky is Sam Darnold.
Okay. Christian Kirk, now with the Jacksonville Jaguars, will be a legit number one receiver.
All Christian Kirk has ever done is disappoint people. He's a fine receiver, but a legit number one, no.
Okay. And last, Tom Kennedy will replace Khalif Raymond as the 6th wide receiver in Detroit.
That I don't think will happen either. I think they'll keep Raymond. He might replace somebody else, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like Raymond would make the team over Kennedy.
I'ma get it, you know I be on the way.